Hey guys, what is up? Chris Schroeder here to help you start, grow, and scale your buyback business, your phone flipping business, whatever you want to call it. All right. So, guys, and today I'm going to go over the three things that you need to know to scale your buyback business, and these are the three most important things. This video is mostly for somebody who is already flipping, probably doing about $1,000 or so a month. This is how you take it from 1,000 to 5 to 10 to 15, just like this. Okay, so we just had a student who is working on all of these things right now, and he just had a $16,000 profit month. Wild, I know, and he's like 22 years old. It's insane. So I want to walk through all of these things with you guys right here because these are the things that you need to know to be able to scale your buyback business in a way that's sustainable and so it won't break too quickly. Okay, so let's go over them. The first one is ROAS. So return on ad spend. So what does return on ad spend mean? So think of it like this. You put in $1 to the advertising machine, which is Facebook, Instagram, Google, right? And then it spits out $5. That's your return on ad spend. You put in 1, you get 5, so it's a 5x, right? That's what you want to see. It's a 500% return, right? So what we typically like to see in the buyback space is about a 3 to 500% return on your ad spend, which means you're putting in $1 and getting 3 to 5 back. That's what we like to see. Those numbers are predictable, okay? We like predictability. If we know what $1 gets us on average, then we know how we can scale pretty easily. Now, one thing I do want to go over here is I am not necessarily too concerned about cost per lead anymore, depending on if the ad is doing good or not, because you can be getting $1 leads and closing 0. That's not a good return on ad spend, obviously, because you're not profiting anything, right? But if, for example, like some of my leads are $4 and $5 per lead, but let's say I spend $30 to get a lead and meet up, right? So that's my ad cost to meetup ratio, right? But I make $120, so I made a 4x, even though my ad spend was higher, right? So we can take it the same way as like if we spend $10 and get 10 leads and close 0, that's a negative return on ad spend. It looks good on paper, and that's what most marketing agencies are going to tell you guys, and that's what I used to sell. So I know. So before I learned how to do things correctly. So don't focus so much on cost per lead. That doesn't mean anything. It just shows you how much you're spending to get a lead. It doesn't say how much you're profiting. Okay, so what you really want to focus on is your return on ad spend. If you focus on your return on ad spend, you'll be able to predictably scale your business, especially with a local buyback business. All right, so that's the first thing that we focus on is return on ad spend. Good little story on this. So this morning I had one of my students reach out. And he's like, "Hey Chris, can you take a look at my accountability sheet?" And I took a look at his accountability sheet. And he's like, I just want to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. And I looked at his return on ad spend, and it was 875%. So that means he was spending $1 and making $8.75. That's insane, right? So that's what you want, right? And then I also saw his average cost or his average profit per item was like 100 and I think it was $111 or $112 per device in profit, net profit, so it was wild. So focus on return on ad spend, not so much your cost per lead. Okay, that's how you scale. Reputation. This is important. So you need to have a good reputation with your customers. This is the only way that you're going to get referrals and repeats, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But you need to have a good reputation. That means you need to get on Google, maybe even Yelp and other places like that. You need to maintain and get good reviews often, because the only way that you're really going to grow outside of spending on ads is through word of mouth advertising. If you do it through word of mouth advertising, you will grow. It's still the best form of advertising by far, right? If somebody tells me a movie is good, I usually buy a ticket, right? It's still the best form of advertising because we trust our peers, right? There's a level of trust there that supersedes an ad, right? So reputation, get good reviews, get photos with customers, things like that edify your brand and it'll just keep moving you up in the market. All right. So reputation is huge, huge. And then repeat customers and referrals. This is the third one. So a lot of my students, after about a 6-month period or a year, they get a lot of what's called repeat customers. And if you're not getting repeat customers in your business right now, you're doing something wrong, like massively wrong. Because you should be attempting to turn every customer that you come into contact with on a daily basis into a repeat customer. Think about it like this. Say a customer sells something to you, you make $200 in profit, right? And let's say, 60 or 90 days later, you message them and you're like, hey, it's been this so and so long since we bought your device. Do you have any other items you might be looking to sell? You're like, oh yeah, I got this cracked phone. All right, there you go, another $100 in profit. What you really want is to aim for about $1,000 in profit per repeat customer per year. Now, take this. If you have 80 repeat customers, then you can get, about $1,000 a year in profit from them. That's $80,000 a year, right? Less customers, more money, right? But the only way to get repeat customers is by doing this, by running ads, and being good at what you do. So building your reputation, right? And then once you get the repeat customers and you do a good job, this means like you got to build people skills. You got to do the stuff. You got to follow up. You got to do certain things that we teach inside of Recelerator. Once you build the repeats, that actually helps you build referrals. And referrals are freaking great. They come, they're ready because their friend already word of mouth advertised you to them, right? So they're ready to sell. And they're cool with it because their friend, said you were cool. So these are the 3 things that you need to focus on the most to grow your business and to scale your buyback business. Because if you don't do these 3 things and you only focus on spending more, you're going to start getting diminished returns. Because there's only so many people that you can actually reach that are going to listen to what you have to say, right? And then after a while, it needs to spread awareness organically. And then once you spread enough awareness organically, you won't even need ads. So with that being said, guys, these are the 3 things. Return on ad spend, focus on that, not cost per lead. Focus on your reputation, building your brand with your customers, and then focus on repeat customers and referrals. Most of my best students have the best repeat customers. My student who did $16,000 in profit, net profit that is, not sales, he has a large community of repeat customers in his area that he follows up with all the time. So it's one of the biggest parts to focus on. All right. So these are the 3 things that you need to scale your buyback business. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want help doing all of these things, let me know. And if you're already doing $1,000 in profit a month, I recommend Recelerator because we can help you implement all of these things insanely fast within like the first week. So, see you guys later.